I think I failed retirement the first time around.
I was still fluctuating between should I retire, should I not retire? I couldn't make a decision for the life of me.
I became very anxious and discouraged about how I was going to approach things.
It was just getting where I couldn't get anything done. I was just feeling so down.
Stephen, Sue, Donna, and Steve are not talking about financial woes, yet they are talking about retirement challenges. Over the last 8 years of helping retirees turn their retirement years into their best years full of passion and purpose, I have found that the number one mistake people make is falling for the trap that retirement goals equals financial goals. There's so much more to life than money, and there's so much more to your retirement life satisfaction than basing your retirement goals on a very limited definition of retirement goals. Real retirement goals, yes, include and go well beyond money. In this video, you'll learn 5 specific steps that people in our signature program, Rewire My Retirement, use to achieve their real retirement goals. Step number 1 is expand beyond finances. It doesn't matter if you're pre-retired or post-retired, if you redefine and expand your definition of retirement goals to go beyond just financial planning and financial goals, you will set yourself up for a truly successful retirement that has more meaning, more purpose, and life satisfaction. Yes, of course, you need to logistically, monetarily be able to financially survive retirement and not outlive your money, but no longer are the days where stereotypes are gonna cut it. More specifically, retirement is not about a life of leisure only and just spending down your nest egg. You are not a stereotype, and retirement is not about winding down and slowing down from the go-go years to the no-go years, at least not for the first couple decades straight out the gate. In my book, literally, The Rewire Retirement Method, I share how successful retirees avoid the too common retirement rut, or at least short path their way through it, and embrace the idea that retirement is about a big growth journey. And you can earn more money and revenue in retirement. I'm not writing off the importance of financial success. In fact, I highly encourage financial success. If you clarify other aspects of your life and start a different type of work because you want to, not because you have to, and one that's driven by passion or sharing your unique gifts so that it doesn't even feel like, quote, work. This happens all the time in private coaching sessions and with students in our Rewire program. So I do want to mention it here. Either way, you can benefit from an expanded definition of retirement goals. And in my Rewire program, we use the 5 rings of retirement framework, where finance is just one of the 5 rings with the sole purpose of fueling the other 4 more colorful, meaningful areas of life. I have a very thorough process for gaining clarity in each of the 5 rings of retirement, which, by the way, gaining clarity is a foundational step that most people skip over. So remember, it's a more thorough process. But to make this framework super easy to use as a starting point, let's right here, right now, walk through the practical steps. As you think about your life in these 5 core categories, rate each of them on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being very energized, like it couldn't be more exciting or fulfilling in this area, and 1 being depleted and zapped. So this area of your life is a far cry from the ideal state. Community is your relationships, social engagements, family, acquaintances, and community at large. Growth includes so many things, but the gist of it is your stimulation, lifelong learning, your passions, ambitions, and challenges. Health is physical, yes, and also emotional and mental health. It all plays a cohesive role and ties to your overall well-being. So remember the invisible aspects of health too. And then giving back is where you'll find your sense of purpose and also passion. So rather than following yet another stereotype of needing to do traditional volunteer gigs, this comes up so often in private coaching sessions too, it's about gaining that clarity again to reveal new and exciting ways of sharing your unique gifts in a totally different format, whether it's passion work, writing a book, mentoring, inventing, creating, and so on. The way that you help others in retirement is most satisfying when you pursue something that's unique to you and it lights you up from the inside out, and not by comparing yourself to other people or what they're doing or what you think you should be doing or what someone else is suggesting. I always coach inner clarity first before outer action. So back to the 5 rings of retirement. Your next step is number 2, choose simply one single area, one core category to focus on first. Typically, I recommend choosing one of the lowest scoring rings first because that's a signal that the area needs your attention the most right now. It doesn't mean you forget about the others. You'll actually want to keep tabs on them, and you'll see why in a little bit. The key right now is to start with just one core category first and then to not move on until you start to see results and progress in energy level in that ring. Also, a side note that the goal is not to score a 5 in each of the rings and then you're done. That's a tall order for a lot of people and not very realistic. Successful students in our Rewire program like to use the framework as a litmus test or a snapshot of the health of your real retirement goals. So it clarifies what needs your focus now as life ebbs and flows. And the ratings in each of the 5 rings of retirement will fluctuate alongside life and your evolution and your growth journey. So let's walk through this in an example. Let's say you've gone through a thorough 2-month period of finding inward clarity and you say, okay, I want to focus on my passion project. And you choose growth because you scored a 2. You're missing that sense of accomplishment and contribution and you want to help others. You just don't know how. So after that, step 3 is to create what I call mini goals. There's a specific, more comprehensive process again to this, but the gist is that you list out all the various things that you could achieve to reach a level 5 in energy for this ring. For example, some mini goals for improving the growth ring could be write or outline a book, start a side business or a paid passion project, I like to call it, start or work with a nonprofit, teach classes, take classes, find a satisfying volunteer role, go on an outdoor excursion, learn a new language and travel, learn a new musical instrument, get fit and join a sports or fitness challenge, or it could be finding clarity on my passion project. These are just some examples, and I'm gonna fly through the next steps. That's how simple this process is. Step number 4 is to, again, just choose one. It doesn't mean that you forget about all the other goals, but you just commit to one singular focal point. From here, you create all of your micro steps. And these are just some generic examples, but the main takeaway is that you break it down and you create as many micro steps as you can. The more you create, the more creative your ideas will be. And let's say you choose start a side business or a paid passion project. Some micro steps could look like research topics, research competition, reach out to relevant people while researching for passion project, reach out to relevant people while working on your passion project, research web designers, design your website, research online marketing, implement online marketing, find passion project partner to help with any of this stuff, and so on. These are nuances that you can determine on your own. From here, the final step, number 5, is to, you guessed it if you thought, pick one. You knock out one micro step at a time, and ideally you implement one micro step per day. If it's too big and daunting to do one every day and you find yourself skipping days, then your micro step is too big and you need to break it down even more. Even if it means spending less than 20 minutes per day on the same micro step. Because some of them are meant to be repeated, like the research ones that may take several days of short research sessions in a row, but daily consistency is everything here. It is much better to do a micro step for even 5 minutes each day than to cram in like a 2-hour session and then skip a week. This is so key. The biggest single mistake that people make on this is they lack that consistency, which is why this is a simple but not easy process for a lot of people. Consistency, it's how you let momentum build and then take on its own magical life. While this process is simple, it's deceptively not easy. So please focus on that consistency, no matter how micro you need to make your steps or how many you even need to make your goals. Consistency is everything. That and clarity. Clarity is going to be especially important for those who are high achievers and you're used to go, go, go and doing all the things for external motivators like for money or your family. Often, high achievers aren't used to turning inward and shining the spotlight on their intrinsic motivators in retirement, especially, and it's a totally new and different source of energy. So clarity is also going to be a big game changer. By the way, if you or someone you know want help gaining clarity on a robust retirement full of energy, purpose, and passion, this is my exact wheelhouse. Head over to our free workshop and please watch how to turn your successful career into a successful retirement. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I am Cyn Meyer, your passionate retirement life coach, and I will see you in the next video.